Hey everybody. Well, this is probably the last post you're going to get from me on the mainland. Want everybody to know I've had a spectacular time. I sort of quit at Monument Valley. I'd had enough wind and cold and hitchhiked out of there. Went to Flagstaff and stayed 4 days with my good friend. And I just love this man, Charlie Lewis. He's a great man. He's got a pie shop making pies, fruit pies and pumpkin pies. And I spent the last 4 days, made a little cash money, and made hundreds and hundreds of pies. It was really, really fun. Boxed up 300 pies yesterday before I left. And last night I was able to make 50 miles in 4 hours. I mean, I was just jamming along. There was no wind, and everything was great. But then I got up this morning, and it was like it is now. You can see the trees blowing behind me. It was really windy, and of course it was coming out of the east, I guess, and I was headed west. One way or the other, it was a headwind. It was bad. So I quit again, even though I thought I could really make the 60-something miles. Turns out I went up and over a mountain range. It was good for me to hitchhike. But I got a ride from a really nice man, Gary. And Gary's a REI bicycle guide, takes people on bicycle adventures. So it was really perfect. He saw me, pulled over, had a bike rack. We put everything inside, put the bike on. Everything was good. And it was a great ride, and he dropped me off at this REI in Henderson, where I'm sitting outside of the Starbucks now, not far away. But it was really super fun, and I got to chat with him, and he cycles all over the Southwest, and we'll stay in touch. And when he comes over to the Big Island, or I get over here again, maybe I'll get a chance to take a ride with him. REI has been just super great outdoor store. They've provided all kinds of things for me. I realize I spent a ton of money there over the years, but I got a free box for him. You can look on my Instagram and see a picture of the bike. Maybe we'll do this. You guys can see the bike's got this big old fatty box on the back of it. Anyway, sticking off 4 feet off the back. It's great. I'm headed for the airport right now. I'm not quite exactly sure how it's going to work, but I'm expecting to be on a plane tomorrow and out of here. Might end up spending the night in the airport. That's just how things go sometimes when you travel with a bicycle. It's been a great trip, I have to say. From Las Vegas to Moab, almost all of it, 99.9% of it was spectacular, incredible scenery, great people. The only thing that I really underestimated was the price gouging in tourist areas, and that is that entire ride for sure. Well, Moab was really spectacular, but sadly overrun with a lot of off-road vehicles, and they were noisy, and I didn't care for the noise much. But the scenery in Moab, and Castle Valley especially, I'm going back to Castle Valley. It was pristine and beautiful and quiet, and the people I met were spectacular, and it was super fun. I spent 2 days at the Seventh-day Adventist Academy there, ate all the vegetarian food I could handle, and helped volunteer getting garlic seed ready to go in the ground, and did a few other things, I suppose, while I was there. Anyways, beautiful, wonderful people. They were very, very nice. And Eric Goki, who I will get in touch with again, is a man who builds electric bikes and has turned me on to the idea of maybe putting some electric assist on this bike to help with the hills and some of the real hard stuff. Like today, if I had electric assist, it would have been a lot easier with the headwind. But nonetheless, I did hitchhike. I kind of gave up and said, that's enough of that. I'm headed home. So hopefully I'll be back in Hawaii tomorrow. You guys will get another post back in Hawaii. We'll see how that goes. And I have yet to get to the airport and figure all this stuff out. How I'm going to turn cash into an airplane ticket, and how I'm going to get on an airplane on Thanksgiving Day and get home. But I did manage to make it here. I'm back in Las Vegas. It's a beautiful sunny day. The wind's blowing. Lots and lots of people around, but people seem to give me space, especially now I have this huge box on the back of the bike. I'm doing good overall. Just want to make sure everybody knows I'm well, I'm safe. I've had a great experience. I've learned a lot about my bike and its limitations. I've learned a lot about the things that I would do different on another trip. And I'm ready to get home and get back to work, get a haircut, and start looking at some other realities, things that I might want to do, and in terms of the bike. I'm certainly going to go cycle some more of the Hawaiian Islands because inter-island flights are inexpensive, and I'll spend my winter again being warm, even if I have to camp. Hopefully I can manage to pull together a little bit of money and work. And I'm going to keep looking for a regular home someplace. I just haven't quite found it yet. Somewhere that's going to help support me in this adventure lifestyle. I think South America is next on the list of places to go. I'd like to cycle all around Peru and Chile, Argentina. Those places would be really cool once they get their economy back up and running. Mainland Europe, I'm not terribly interested in. It's just too many people and too many cars. However, the Silk Road looks pretty good. Leaving Istanbul and working your way all the way to Beijing would be pretty exciting. There's certainly places in Nepal I'd like to visit, but not so much mainland India because there's just too many cars. The cars, I've learned, is really an issue. So I'm going to stay away from cars if possible. And gravel travel seems to be great. The highlight of the trip really for me was Escalante. I loved Escalante. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was spectacular. The scenery was very, very good. Lots of great backpacking, mountain biking, some road biking, rock climbing, canyoneering, whitewater rafting and kayaking. Anything you want to do is just special, super fun, great time. So that being said, I'm going to look into the possibility of jumping on a raft trip down the Colorado. I'd really like to do that. The canyons that I saw were spectacular, and seeing them from the water would be really cool. So we're gonna dial those people up and talk to them about what it takes to be a guide or a cook or some other thing. You know, I want to work. I don't necessarily want to just sit in a boat. That'll be really exciting, and I'm looking forward to seeing my friends and my family up in Oregon as soon as the weather clears. Here's a quick note about our very good friend and climbing mentor, Jim Opdyke. He suffered pretty hard with a heart attack and some bad lung issues, and they ended up cutting him up pretty good. But he survived another 5 years. But sadly, he passed away just 2 nights ago, and I'm pretty heartbroken over it. And I'm finding out that they're going to have a memorial for him up north, but I'm just not going to be able to attend. I got to get back to the island and out of this cold weather. It's just no fun for me to be in the cold. Jim, if you're listening, and I know you are because I know you're in heaven with Jesus now, I love you, man. And you were a father to me and a father to many, many other climbers. And you egged us on to do harder and harder climbs and to work on our skills and to get better at what we were doing. And man, we all appreciated that a whole lot. And you will be fondly remembered forever. Just fondly remembered forever. And love you tons. Anyway, there's a note for Jim Opdyke. Final note for everybody else out there adventuring, having a good time. Get outside, enjoy yourselves. Don't be afraid of any of this stuff going on. If you're outside breathing God's fresh air, you're not going to get America's super cold, and you're not going to get dragged down by it. You know, it's when you're around a whole bunch of other people in enclosed spaces that things get a little bit more dicey. Wash your hands, you know, stay healthy, keep exercising, ride your bike. It's a great thing. I'm looking forward to being involved in a few more of the events, sporting events that we have in South Kona, and possibly putting together my own sporting event. That'll be a little, not so much a race, but maybe some kind of a just adventure kind of thing. Anyway, really love all you guys a ton, and I hope everybody's doing good. And I'll look forward to giving you guys a post when I get back home. Yeah, I am Big Island bound. Talk to everybody later. Ciao.